Peter. I'm joined right now by Mercedes Schlapp. She's a GOP strategist and a principal at Co-Strategies. Also joined by a good friend, Chris Hahn, syndicated radio host and a former aide to Senator Chuck Schumer and a great triathlete. And also, you already saw him on TV, Fox Business senior correspondent Charlie Gasparino, who was also here this morning as we were listening to the interview with Donald Trump. All right, first, I want to start with this wall comment, Mercedes. And I think that's what made me kind of fall off my chair in laughter. I was in the studio and Maria was talking to him, and he said basically, we're going to call this the Great Wall of Trump. It's going to be a good-looking wall as walls go.
It's a beautiful wall.
It's a beautiful wall. And later on, he said, "Look, I'm kidding," but man, it got a round of laughter. He's resonating. Is this why, Mercedes? Your shot's going out. Stay with me. Is this why he's resonating, Mercedes?
Yes, he's definitely resonating with basically the group of conservative grassroots activists who feel very unsettled. They feel unsettled from our economy, just the uncertainty involved with our economy, the fact that our immigration system has been chaotic, the fact that the illegal immigrants that are coming into this country, there's really no control over that. So I think that there is that group of Republicans that he's really reaching out to. And plus, they love the fact that he's sort of this, nothing's getting done in Washington, I can get the deal done. I mean, he's almost auditioning for sort of CEO-in-chief. And I think it really has worked for him in all these different states and nationally.
People are tired, Chris, of the regular political rhetoric. He's a straight shooter. He doesn't hold back. He answers every question. He's never afraid to be challenged. And, Maria asked him about, they were talking about Carl Icahn. They were talking about Vladimir Putin, Angela Merkel. They covered a lot of topics, Chris. He really is starting to sound a little presidential, to be honest with you.
Look, the guy's got staying power, and he's got plenty of money to keep him in the race. But I don't think he's going to last to the convention. And I think the GOP better be very careful, because a lot of the other candidates are picking up on some of the things he says. And that might do really well in the base, but it's not going to help them win an election in November against a Democratic Party opponent. Look, the guy's using terms like anchor babies, which were a slur like 3 weeks ago. And I don't think that Jeb Bush could get away with saying that, or Marco Rubio, or any other candidate. He's getting away with it. And his position on the 14th Amendment, it's in line with the 1850s Supreme Court that decided Dred Scott completely wrong. Birthright citizenship is spelled out in the Constitution. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't know how you run in a general election with that kind of position.
Well, but here's the thing, though, Charlie, is that he's speaking to the base, and a lot of the things that he is saying, unpopular, blunt, are what the base believes.
As you know, I've been, critical of Donald from a political standpoint. Now, I think he's a great businessman, and
he likes you, according to this morning's interview.
Yeah, I know, and I like him, and I've also often said I think he's a Hillary Clinton plant, because just a few years ago he was, I'm sure Chris Hahn was hitting him up for money for his various candidates that he worked for, because he was a liberal Democrat just a few years ago. That said, here's the problem that Chris and a lot of these sort of wimpy Republicans have on the immigration issue. We have an open border. We have a welfare state. The two are incompatible. He's drawing attention to it. Listen, anchor babies may be a slur. Just so you know, I didn't even know what anchor babies were, what that term meant until like 2 days ago.
You didn't grow up in Arizona and Texas like I did.
I didn't. But think about the average. But now that I know, now that I know what it is, think about how disgusting this is. Somebody.
It's disgusting.
Let me just finish it. It's a perversion of our system. Somebody could be pregnant in Mexico, walk across the Rio Grande when it's that thick, when you can just jump across it, come to the United States, have the kid qualifies for every welfare benefit that average taxpayers pay. That is the truth.
Chris,
you can't deny that. That is the truth,
Charlie,
and it rubs people the wrong way.
Chris?
Do you want the government determining who's a citizen and who's not? That's what a lot of people
let me know. Here's a better question. Do you think a woman should get, do you think that the notion that someone should be impregnating in Mexico, jump over the stream that divides the U.S. and Mexico, have her kid here so the kid could get welfare benefits, do you think that should stand?
What I think doesn't matter.
No, but what do you think? Do you think that's morally right? Do you think that's fair and right?
I don't want the government determining who a citizen is.
Here's the thing.
You are missing
the 14th Amendment, Charlie. The 14th Amendment.
Okay, let me just tell you something.
Hold on, Mercedes. I'll get to you in a second.
But here's why Chris doesn't make any sense, and here's why people think this is a big issue. It rubs the average taxpayer the wrong way.
Yeah,
the guy, the woman whose salaries have been shrinking and getting smaller under President Obama and the Democrats, to think that someone could get free health care, Obamacare,
let me sum it up quickly, Charlie.
I'm out of time,
the government doesn't choose its citizens. The citizens choose its government.
A lot of citizens are getting sick of being taxed for people just coming here for the welfare state.
I got to pay the bills at Fox Business and go to a commercial. But Mercedes, I got about 10 seconds. He cannot get a Latino vote, in my opinion, if he continues to speak like this, Mercedes. Yes or no?
You know, as a Latino Republican, it is going to be very tricky for Donald Trump to get the Latino vote. I mean, especially because immigration is one of those issues that's incredibly important for that population.
Yeah, guys, thank you very much. It was a great discussion, and we're going to be talking about a lot more. Mercedes, Chris, Charlie, thank you very much.